Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is for the Fab 5 YouTube Hop-In giveaway. These are all the stamp sets that I'll be using. Some are new, some are old. I don't actually remember all of the stamp sets I used at the time of this voiceover anyway. And for the new ones, I honestly don't remember the names, but you can see them on screen. For all of my coloring today, I am going to be using my Ohuhu markers. And I did try to show the colors, but I think I missed some of them because, well, my children were being extremely distracting, and there are chunks of this video where I thought I was recording, and it turns out I wasn't. So as I color, let me tell you a little bit about today's hop. Today's hop is the Fab 5's 2nd anniversary YouTube Hop-In giveaway. It is kindly sponsored by none other than Lawn Fawn, and it has the original Fab 5. So you have Steph from World of Papercraft, Jamie from Inky and Scrappy, Jordy from Jordy's Cards, Kate from Kate's Crafts, and myself. Now, if you've been following the hop order and you got here from Inky and Scrappy, the next stop will be Jordy's Cards. If you get lost along the way, you can check the description box and I will have the hop order listed, as well as all of the hop details. So I should probably talk a little bit about my card now. For my card, I have one critter to represent each of the Fab 5. So I actually asked them which critters they would think would represent them of the Lawn Fawn critters. Now, the only one that didn't get back to me, I think, was Steph, but she likes the mice, so that's what she is. She's the little mouse. We have the bunny for Jordy. We have the cat for Kate, and we have the sloth for Jamie, and of course we have the squirrel for me, because what else would I be? Yeah, the color scheme, I just picked something off of Pinterest. I tried a different color scheme that was less pastel that I actually thought was pretty until I started using it for the card, and then, I don't know, it just didn't work for me. Truth be told, I really struggled with this card. I kind of got out of the habit of making cards, and I've been going to bed earlier, so I'm having to make cards in the middle of the day with my children at my feet, because even though they have the entire house to play in, you bet they're right up underneath me while I'm trying to do something, because, well, kids. It's okay though. I finally got it done with many interruptions, and because I had so many interruptions, there were parts of the video that I thought I was recording, but it turns out I wasn't. So if you see like a weird jump, just know that's what that was from. I really tried, and because this card is such a weird orientation, I also switched the camera angle a little bit. Now you can let me know if you think that was a good choice, a bad choice, if it was awkward, harder to see. You can give me some feedback so I know what to do in the future for these cards. Now a little bit more about the hop. As always, each of us in this hop will be sharing creative ideas using old and new Lawn Fawn products, and we hope that you find inspiration as you hop along with us. To enter the giveaway, please leave a comment at each stop along the way by October 12th, 2024, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. One comment on each video in this hop will count as one entry to win the $25 gift certificate to Lawn Fawn. The winner will be announced October 14th, 2024 on the Fab 5 social media pages, and you will have 1 week to claim your prize. Failure to do so, unfortunately, will result in a new winner being picked. Again, all of the hop information will be listed below. We thank you for celebrating our 2nd anniversary with us. We hope to have many more together, and we hope you join us. Alright, so I decided I was going to use my scalloped box card die for my card base. So I have cut out a couple of the box pieces. I've used ground espresso to color them. I also have a couple of the little poles or whatever they're supposed to be, and I have colored those in a brown marker. And then I am going to take my markers and create some quick wood grain pattern to the little box inserts, and this is sort of like the ground where you stick your little critters. So to create this, I was just taking my darkest marker, adding some lines, softening them with the lighter two colors, and then coloring the whole thing in my lightest color. To attach this box together, it's pretty simple. There's two little tabs. You add the double-sided tape to them, and then attach one side, add the inserts, and then close the whole thing up. You'll see it as I do it, and because I hadn't done this card in a little while, like this style of card, it did take me a minute to remember exactly how the inserts needed to go in there, like spacing and all that. It's kind of funny how even though it's pretty simple, it's easy to forget, and then you start thinking it's more complicated than it truly is. Now here's where I switch camera angles. I just felt like it might be a little bit easier than constantly flipping the project on its back so that you could see exactly what I was doing. I don't know, it was a little bit of an awkward position for me, but I was hoping that it would be a little easier to see what I was doing. So I'm just attaching things to the back panel, which I did leave completely straight up. And anything hanging off the edge, I do plan on cutting it off. And then adding all of the other little critters. And it's here when I realized that cat is a bit too big for the front. So I'm going to switch the cat's position with the mouse's position. And then after I get all the critters in there, I am going to fill it up with the sweets and the coffee. Now, my 4-year-old told me I overfilled it, and it was very crowded and cluttered. So, you know, it might be a little bit much for somebody, but I just felt like it needed all the little treats and coffees. Something I did feel like it was still missing was some leaves on that little tree branch that the sloth is on, so I pulled out my acorn house die set, and I cut out some different size leaves to fill up that little branch. For my sentiment, I'm going to stamp it in Minty Fresh and Fresh Lavender Lawn Fawn inks. And I'm doing it on the different panels that come in the box die set. So my sentiment will say, wishing you a beautiful birthday. And these come from some of the stamp sets I showed you at the beginning of the video. Now these just are going to be adhered to the box flaps. And then they still looked a little plain, so I'm going to add additional coffees and sweet treats. This is part of the reason why I stamped so many, because I really didn't know how many I was going to need. So I'm not coloring anything extra, I'm just adding what I already have cut out and colored. Now to fill in the little top areas of these panels, I am going to add my little strings of leaves. And this was where some amount of planning came into play, because I colored 4 of these. And I figured I'd need 2 for the front and 1 for each side. And I was right. They fit pretty well. After I get the rest of those little pieces attached, my card is complete. Thank you all so much for joining the Fab 5 for our 2nd anniversary hop and giveaway. Bye!